Hey y'all, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go through how to submit your trick dog title on the website. There's a bunch of different ways, which I'll address in just a second, to submit your do more with your dog titles. But in my personal opinion, this is definitely the easiest way to go about it. You go to the link, you can see it up at the top. Otherwise, if you're in our SPARC group, you can check out the link. It's gonna be in the units on submitting and everything like that. So you can easily find this. This form, this website that you're at right now is the same regardless of which of the four titles you're trying to submit. So it's really easy to submit more than one at a time, whether they're for the same dog or a different dog, or just to be able to know that you're going back to the right spot every time and, not having to worry about if you lost a paper or something like that. And so to start off, you just insert, the basic information. I'm going to fill it out like it's Clara because why not? Your dog does not, because I can't multitask, your dog does not have a registered name. So you do need to fill out everything that's marked with an asterisk. But the other stuff is definitely optional. That said, the more information that you can put on all of this, in my personal experience, the better long term when you're trying to file everything and you're trying to get it all together. So you're going to want to make sure that you put in everything. One thing I'm also going to point out is you guys, I'm putting my name in for both because we'll get there in a second. But you have to put in your information. You can't necessarily review your own stuff. So anyway, right here you can see it says level. You can pick novice, intermediate, advanced, or expert. And one thing I'm going to show you guys real quick is up here at the top you can see this little cart. When you finish one, it throws it in your cart. So you could easily, get me to review your videos, get everything done, everything like that, and then you could submit multiples at a time. I personally really liked this feature because one, I got all the dogs. Two, if you're doing like I did with Clara's, I actually, when I started a new job and everything, and when I was going through this whole process, I had been putting off doing hers for a while. So I actually made a big list and I recorded and made all my videos and I did them all at once, novice all the way through expert. And I told myself I wouldn't even turn in her novice until I was ready to do her expert. And that motivated me to get everything done. That also motivated me to end up becoming an evaluator, an instructor for this as well. It pushed me to do it. So sometimes different motivations, you could tell yourself, hey, I want to budget this out and I want to do all four at once. So anyway, you just select which one you're doing and then you put in the last day that the trick was performed. Okay, so I'm just going to put in, a random day for funsies. So then if you're doing it for official stuff, and or if you want an AKC title, you can go into the SPARC group and look this up. We've got information in the units about converting these titles, being grandfathered in and going to the AKC titles. But again, this is kind of one of those, it might not be required and you might not have to do it, but it's better off for you to do it and to submit everything and get it all right and smoothed over, because then that way it's always there if you need it, all right? So for your CT DI instructor, you would put my name because I'm your person. If you, for whatever reason, are scared of me, or you're coming into this group and you've already, finished some stuff and had somebody else review it, or you just don't want to share. Sometimes people don't want anybody that they know or deal with regularly to view their successes or their failures. It's completely up to you guys. But you can always select, yes, I need a staff member to witness my videos. It costs you an extra $20. So I'm going to tell you, I'm here for this. Just saying. And then if you select yes, though, you just put in your link to your video. And then that gives you guys an option if for whatever reason you don't want me to review your video. Or like, for example, if I'm submitting mine, I can't review my own video. I'd have to go find another instructor to review mine, okay? So then you put your Facebook SPARC team. This is optional. However, as an instructor, we get rewards or perks, or we get numbers on how many of our individuals have gone through our SPARC team and submitted. And I'd love to be able to get those numbers and share them with you guys. I don't necessarily care about getting anything from it. The reason I became an instructor is to be able to help you guys and to be able to kind of go on this journey with you. And so that's really more important to me than anything else. But it's always really cool to see how many of you guys submit and everything like that, so we can kind of keep track of that, and so that Do More With Your Dog can also track those numbers and everything like that. If you didn't put my name in above or anything like that, this is required. If you didn't have an instructor above, you need to put in a witness name. And so then this is what I was talking about before. There's a bunch of ways to submit. There's actually 4. I consider that a bunch. We're submitting using the online, and then you complete the form below. At this point, though, you could also choose to mail it. You could choose to email it, or you could choose to fax it. Now, I don't know about you. I do have a fax number at work, but why? Right? Also, you can email it. I know we all have email, or at least the vast majority of us, especially if we're on Facebook, right? We all have email. But why submit it by email if you could literally just fill this out? Same thing with snail mail. It's 50 cents to mail an envelope right now, which is cool. Sometimes you gotta snail mail stuff. But why pay another 50 cents to submit your titles when you could just click the button right here to do it? So I'm going to do it using this, but you can, of course, always use one of these other different methods. You can also leave a comment if you need to for whatever reason. So then what you would do for novice, it requires 15 different tricks. I say this a bunch in our SPARC group, but just so that you guys are aware, you can use any more advanced trick for a lower level title, but you cannot use a less advanced trick for a higher level title. And so for novice, you could literally select any trick on this entire form, okay? For the sake of argument, I'm literally going to go through here and I'm going to select 15 that Clara happens to know, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a shock, but she does know how to fetch. 8, 9, 10. We definitely can do those. 11. We do this every day. 12, 13. Who knew, right? 14, 15. There we go. Okay, that's 15. If it's not, pretend it is. So I selected those. And what I would do is I would then scroll all the way down to the bottom and I would add this to my bag. All right. Once you do that, it processes and it brings you to this checkout cart. All right, which is great. There we go. If you have a coupon code, you can apply it. You can also see this is everything that we selected. So you can go back and check, what you're looking at and everything like that. Didn't mean to click that twice. And that'll give you the information on what you were actually doing. This is also where if you click back on this title from exactly where you were, you will go right back to that page. And this is what I was talking about before. You can select intermediate, fill everything in, select your 12 intermediate tricks, and submit those to your cart. So for the sake of argument, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, we can unselect one. 12. Now, one thing I will tell you guys that I noticed about the website, it could just be my computer. It could just be my life. When you do that, you can then again click add and everything like that. Sometimes you'll select a checkbox and it won't unselect. No big deal. I personally don't select them until I'm ready to submit, and then that way I don't have to worry about it. And it's not a big deal at all. But just so that you guys know, that's something just to look out for. Once you're done with all of that stuff, you just would add them all to your cart, add the 1, add 4, add 12, whatever, however many dogs you did this with, and then you can pay with PayPal, Amazon Pay, and you can proceed to your checkout. It's really easy. You just fill in all your information and you're good to go. They take credit cards, PayPal, an electronic check, and then squeakies. You can also send in a check by mail. And for instructors, you can use the CTDI certificate credits. So that gives you a lot of different ways to do that, a lot of different ways to pay safely. You don't have to worry about something getting lost in the mail necessarily, unless whatever. It's a really easy way to be able to pay for multiples at the same time. And especially too, if you're dealing with stuff and you're trying to keep track of everything, I personally also found it really nice and really easy to finish one, add it to my cart, and then, we'd wait for the reviewer to go and look at my other videos, and then once I heard that that was okay, I'd submit that one and add it to my cart, and I kind of left them there for a week, and then at the end of the week, once I got everything, then I paid for all of them. You can also do this too if you're trying to get your next, the 5th one, after that, the champion title. It's more expensive and the process is a little bit different for submission, but you could add them all to your cart and you could literally just close your eyes and click that PayPal button really, really fast if you don't want to think about it too much. But just so that you guys know, that is definitely, in my opinion, the fastest and the easiest way to be able to do that. And to be able to get all of your titles paid for and submitted properly. And so that's it. If you guys have any questions, just comment them below, and I'm more than happy to answer them for you.